Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm just out here screwing around. I brought out two vastly different firearms. I have an SBR P90 with an ACOG on it, and the reason I've put that on there is because I want to see how accurate this thing is at 100 yards. And my 1945 M44 Mosin Nagant. Let's go have some fun. Well guys, I brought this out of the safe today. It's something you don't typically see us shooting here on the Military Arms channel. This is my Russian M44 Mosin Nagant. Now I've had this rifle for many years. Back when they were still coming in the country, you could pick them up for around 120 bucks or so. They've just started coming back in the country again. AEM's selling these things, but they've gone up significantly in price. But the quality of this rifle, I was really lucky when I got this one. This one's a beautiful example. It's got a 1945 date on it. Just a beautifully made rifle. Great stocks on the wood. You can still see the marks on the stock. It's not a refinished rifle. This is Arsenal. It's pretty nice. Shoots 7.62 by 54R as I'm throwing them on the ground here. Great cartridge. Has a 5-shot magazine. You just stick the rounds in. See if I can keep from throwing them all on the ground here. Nice smooth bolt action and some vicious recoil. Damn thing rings my ears even with these things on. Great muzzle flash. Really smooth action. I like this rifle a lot. It's a great rifle just for range use and even for survivalism if you're on a budget. Nicely made, Russian quality, World War II. Fun stuff. It's got a surprisingly good trigger. Yeah, it's got a really nice trigger on it. It's a nice shooting rifle. It's got some recoil to it. It's definitely more than the 308. But it's totally manageable. It doesn't really hurt at all. It just jumps around, and the muzzle flash is absolutely wicked. It's a neat rifle. So this is interesting. Now, the group that you see here, this is my first group, and Kilgore fired a group right here. Then we changed ammunition. Now, the first group I fired was with this brass case stuff. The head stamp on it, I'm not familiar with. But that was grouping over here. This last group I fired, which is much tighter group and dead center, was fired with this copper washed ammo. And here's the head stamp on that. One of the unique features of the M44 is the fact that it has this folding spike bayonet. You just pull down, lift it up. It's a pretty nasty piece of hardware. To take it off, push up, and it just locks back into place. Very similar to the SKS folding spike bayonet. The bolt comes out of the rifle very simply by pulling the trigger. Just slides right out the rear. Put it back in, pull the trigger, goes right back in. Has a large knob here on the end. You can use it to decock the rifle. Pull the trigger, hold this knob, and let it forward, and the rifle's made safe. Charge the weapon, you just pull the knob out, or if you need a chamber around, just work the action. Simple, robust, well built, and fairly accurate. Hickok45 is one of my favorite YouTube subscriptions. He has great videos, and he shoots at what looks like about a 2-foot ringer. He's never given the dimensions that I can see online, but he has told us a distance at about 80 yards. So we're going to take a shot at a 6-inch ringer that's about 7 inches tall at 50 yards with a Springfield 1911-45. Not too shabby. I could probably do a little bit better. That's a hard shot. Your front sight is about twice the size of that thing at 50 yards. A lot of fun though. So the reason I brought this rifle out today, guys, is because I get a lot of requests to give you guys information about this PS90. So the quick rundown on the PS90 is it's just that, a standard PS90 that I've put a rail system on. And then I've, of course, submitted a Form 1 to make it into an SBR. And I have a CMMG barrel in it. The barrel installed pretty easily. We did that ourselves out at Kilgore's shop. And the PS90 basically has a 50-round polymer magazine that loads into the top like this. It's a blowback weapon, which means that the bolt, which you can see right here, doesn't lock up. It's just the weight of that bolt that delays the opening of the breech. And then the firearm just kicks the brass out the bottom, right down here. Now, one of the things it has is a little dust cover inside here that you can snap closed to protect it from debris and the elements, and when the gun fires, it just pops open. The safety on the little PS90 is right here next to the trigger, and it just rotates from the safe and fire position. It's easy to get to as you're shooting it. If you hold the weapon like this, just take your index finger and rotate it to the safe or fire position. Pulling it towards you is fire, pushing it away from you is safe. There's charging handles on both sides of the pistol. Listen to me. This SBR, it's small enough to be a pistol. On both sides of the rifle, you have a little charging handle. That's just a pressure pad for the Streamlight light that I have here on the top. Overall, it's a small, lightweight, mostly polymer weapon. The receiver's aluminum, the stock, the trigger group, all that's plastic. Of course, it has a steel barrel in it. This little pistol grip here in the front is meant to be used like this. You can lock your thumb into it, has enough room and still have your trigger finger in there, or you can just hold it like this. It has a stop here in the front that keeps your hand from coming up in front of the muzzle when you fire it. Overall, it's an interesting little rifle. I like the caliber. It's pretty interesting. Very expensive to shoot, unfortunately, but very low recoil. I liken it to shooting a .22 Magnum. Fun, reliable. I've never had a malfunction with this rifle. And pretty expensive for what it is. I didn't really care much for it when it was a full-sized rifle, but now as an SBR, I like this thing a lot. It's a great little weapon to throw into the Jeep with me when I'm moving around. It holds 50 rounds in a single magazine, and like I said, it's 100% reliable. It's a neat little gun. Dude, that stopped in the second jug. It just barely made a dent in the third jug. That bullet is in here. That's all that's in there. 2 shards of jacket. That's it. No lead at all. Not too impressive shooting, really. Got a couple of real wild ones. And this little group here, probably 1.5 inches with these crazy ass flyers, 2-3 inches. Here's Kilgore's group.
Yeah. Now, I think when I adjusted the ACOG, brought her up, you can see where we started down here, gradually worked our way up. These were my last 4 shots here. Not bad.
Well, for all the smack talking that Kilgore did, there's his last group. Not too impressive. Well, guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed us just kind of screwing around at the range. Shoot the PS90, the M44. We don't do this too often, come out and just screw around. We're usually out here doing reviews, and even though I kind of did a review today of the M44, don't take it as a review. It's just us screwing around. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you want to subscribe to us on Facebook, you can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/military arms. Also, swing by and check out our new discussion board. You can find us there at www.militaryarmschannel.com. Again, everybody, thanks for the subscriptions. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.